What's up, everybody? Big Herc916, and you tune into another edition of my vlog. I want to say thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for your support. Make sure you share this channel, man. Make it a 1 million subscriber channel, because I give up a lot of game over here. And I just want to ask you, man, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want success? Can you taste it? Do you wake up dreaming about how you're gonna make your next million? How you're gonna reach that pinnacle of success? Does it consume you? Are you overwhelmed with a sense of urgency that you gotta make something happen? Do you desire the best in life? Do you want the best for your family? Do you have a high standard of living? There's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be average, with wanting to get as much paper as you can so you can pass it down to your children, your children's children, and their children, so that you can establish your legacy. There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, being poor is a mindset. Some people are trained just to be slaves to the slaves to the ground, man. They're trained to not make their own choices, to not be able to see opportunity. They have to be told what to do. Some people, that's just how they've been groomed, and they can see nothing else. So you got to figure out where you fit in and how you're going to go about reaching that level of success you want to achieve. I always felt like an outsider. I always felt like I didn't fit in. I never understood how a person could just go and do something for, X amount of hours and get a check, and just that be it, and you just repeat that cycle over and over again. I was always like out the box as an entrepreneur, and I was considered like, different. And I struggled to try to rationalize, working a regular job like everybody else, and being content, and just having, things that were, within arm's reach. But it wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. I always liked different shit. If I had a car, I had to change the rims, maybe soup up the motor, custom the paint. If I had clothing, I had to have my clothing kind of, tailored a little bit different than what it came off the rack. Always had to, do something that was outside of what everybody else did. I'd work out, a little more than the average person, or, take good care of my hygiene at another level, where I seen dudes, I cut my nose hairs and shit. Some dudes look like they got afros in their noses and ears and shit. I just always been different, man. But going back to just having that desire to climb the top of the mountain, to be successful, some people are born with it, man, and some people just aren't. And it wasn't like I came from any place that had a lot of money. I mean, my family, they had nice things, but I always had dreams of being, above and beyond my surroundings. Even if I didn't know what those dreams were, to a vivid description, I knew that I wanted more than I had in the hood. I wanted to be able to go and enjoy summer home, on the beach, and have my own little boat, and race cars, and be able to travel to exotic places, and maybe swim with the dolphins. I always want to do different things, man. And if you're one of those people, man, it's all right if you feel like that too. You don't have to feel like a weirdo or nerd or a cornball, man. You know, it's the dumb niggas who are going to jail who are the cornballs, the dummies who are not focusing their energy on things that are gonna grow them in the future, that are really losing, man. I used to think I was winning, but it's all the cats who was in the books, the nerds. They're winning because they sacrifice, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice. I had to do a big ass circle, man, to come to the conclusion that I was applying my mind in the wrong direction. And once I figured out that if I use my intellect in another way, I could really grow myself to where I want to be. And that's all about being, you know, what you're surrounded by, what you're being exposed to. I mean, some people's norm is maybe a Toyota Corolla, and other people's norm is, you know, a Porsche 911 Turbo. That's what they grew up in. So everybody has a different perspective of what their norm is. And it's even in schooling, man. That's why it's so important, because you spend so many hours in school. Where you go to school at, who your kids socialize with, is so important for, you know, that ultimate success. Because school is basically the breeding grounds for people to work for the big capitalists. You go to school, get up in the morning like you to go to work, go to class. You got your little breaks in between. Your class is 10 minutes to get to your next class. You have a lunch. You have lunch at an office. Go back to school. Finish off your classes, and then you're done. And then you go home, and you go home from the office, and you do it all over again. They condition you to be a worker. Even from preschool, when you go to preschool and you get there and you play your little games and you have a little lunch, you take a nap. It's the same thing. It's a conditioning, man. They're conditioning you to be a slave. Unslave your mind. If you want success, if you want to really enjoy the next level, get out there and put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Put yourself in places where you might be the minority, which you probably are. If you're black, you're going to be the minority when you go to some of these places. But who gives a damn? I'm a lot of times the only brother in the room, but I don't give a damn, because I'm Big Herc916, and I'm going to do me. And I don't give a damn how much money you have. I'm still going to shine. And I'm not going to let that intimidate me, because I know I have the ability to get paper too, and I'm not a dummy, and I know how to articulate myself, and I know what it takes as far as putting in the hard work to make things happen. And if you're not lazy, you're a go-getter, you can make it happen too, man. Don't let people try to talk down to you or intimidate you with, oh man, you know, it's so hard to break through, and they want to keep you down. Oh, the man shit. It's on you, man. It's on you to say, F that, I'm going to go out here and get mine. I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to show everybody otherwise. It's up to you. Don't let them tell you otherwise or discourage you, man. You know, I had people all my life telling me to, you know, pipe down, you know, you're talking too loud, you want too much, you this and that. You know, I ain't friends with none of those people no more. Do you, man. Be about your paper. And pursue your success and dreams. That's what life's all about. Big Herc916.